Good morning, everyone. We are back with another episode of Conversations with Coaches. I will be interviewing 1 to 2 coaches a day within the NCATA. Up next will be Sarah DiSpaltro from Lander University. Sarah entered her first season as a head coach of the Lander Acrobatics and Tumbling team program this past year. Just a second here. She became the Bearcats' first A&T coach when she was hired in November 2019. She came to Lander from San Diego, California, where she was served as the gymnastics and cheerleading coach for North County Gymnastics. She began her collegiate career at Azusa Pacific before competing in her final 3 seasons at Glenville State. In 2018, she helped lead the Pioneers to their first open pyramid national championship. She is a 2019 graduate with bachelor's degrees in business management and athletic conditioning and coaching. Sarah was a first-team All-Mountain East Conference selection in her senior season. Thank you so much for coming on this morning, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's just start off with a quick introduction to your school, talking about where you are located and what division you guys are within.
Yeah, of course. So Lander University is located in a mid-sized town in Greenwood, South Carolina. We are a D2 school, so we're pretty close to a lot of things that are nearby. I mean, you have everything that you need right here in town. We have so much to do here, but we're about 45 minutes from Greenville, which is kind of a bigger town with a little bit more to do. We're maybe 2 hours from Charleston and then a couple hours from Myrtle Beach. So we have a lot to do around us as well.
What are some of your guys' academic strengths at Lander that make you stand out a little bit more from some of the other NCATA schools?
Right. Okay. So actually, it's pretty cool because Lander started as more of an academic school. We just started adding sports not that long ago. So our academics are really, really strong. We have over 60 degree programs here, and 16 of them or more actually might be 16 of them are signature programs. So that's like our nursing program, our biology program, our business program. We have a ton of them, and over 16 of them are going to be our signatures.
How did you get involved with acrobatics and tumbling? How did you come across this sport?
Well, it's actually pretty funny. I have been a part of, mine's a little bit different than some of the newer coaches because my sister did acrobatics and tumbling as well. And so back when it first started and first became a sport and all of that, my sister got recruited to be on Azusa Pacific's team, and they didn't even have enough to like have their recruit visits overnight way back then. So I actually went with her to her visit at Azusa, and that's kind of how I found out about it. Instantly fell in love with the sport. I was a little bit younger then, but instantly fell in love with it, and knew that I wanted to do it and knew that I wanted to coach even back then. So that's kind of how I got involved with it.
Can you talk a little bit more about the significance for a woman not only to compete in a collegiate sport, but go on and make it part of your career like you have?
It's honestly really a special feeling and a really fulfilling feeling, just because if you look at stats, the majority of collegiate coaches are men. So it is so nice that we have this opportunity to grow not only as a sport, but as women in collegiate athletics. So, I mean, I strongly encourage all A&T athletes to look into going into either being a grad assistant, an assistant first, and then working their way into a head coaching position. But there are so many opportunities for it.
What experiences have you had, whether it was at Azusa, seeing your sister compete, or at Glenville, that you want to teach your athletes one day? I know you guys are a newer team, but what do you want to teach them?
Right. Well, we are a new program, so we're having our very first team come in this year. We're super, super excited about it. But through my experience, I had a different coach every year that I competed in acro. So I found a lot of things that I absolutely loved and wanted to teach my girls, and found some things that maybe I wasn't that big of a fan of that I didn't want to pass on to them. But the biggest thing for me that I want to do for my girls is teach them to be better women, because I mean, sports can only last you so long, and you're only going to be competing for 4 years. And after that, you're going to be a part of society and have to be a businesswoman, whether that's in acro or in something else, in a different field. So my major goal for my girls is, of course, to like win meets, but that will come with time. But
So
Sorry, I don't know why that paused.
one last question. What do you hope for the future of your program? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of new schools adding as we're now an NCAA emerging sport, but what's one hope you're going to have for the future of this?
I hope that our team dynamic and our culture stays the way it is throughout the entire length that we have acrobatics and tumbling here at Lander. That's a really, really big important piece for me as a coach, is to make sure that the girls' personality clicks and they work together well, not only on the mat but also off the mat as well. So that's something that's big for me.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you to everyone for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with Coaches. Up next, I will be talking to Alexa Johnson at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Emma Carmen, and remember, if you can't tune in live, all of these videos will be on our social media at Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you so much again, Sarah. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Emma. You too. Bye.